Oh, hold on. Let me get my damn coffee. Get my damn coffee.
Good.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Need the coffee. All right,
Need the
guys. Joe
coffee.
McDonough here from CagesidePress.com. I'm joined by Mike Rodrigues, who fights this weekend. Mike, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm feeling good. Feeling good. Just here chilling.
Doing
And
good.
yeah.
Yeah. So you told me you are in quarantine. I mean, how much longer do you have, and what have you been doing to stay sane?
So we flew in yesterday, last night,
Hmm.
and so I got to do I did my test this morning, and I'm only quarantined till like 2 until I get my results, which is like around 2 o'clock. They said.
Yeah,
So yeah,
that's
we're
not
just
bad.
hanging out here. So I'm just here watching my coach Jake play The Last of Us 2, just shooting the shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So, I mean, take me to a week and a half ago. Take me through that first round finish versus Prachnio. Take what emotions are going through your head?
So the Prachnio fight, the whole because he's a karate guy, and karate like Machida, they always stay back, whatever. They try to leap in with their straight, um, and just try to score that way. So our whole game plan was to smother him with some clinching. So we worked on a bunch of ways to get into the clinch to win the fight, and
Hmm.
um, that's what ended up happening. Um, so at first we on the feel him out, whatever. He threw us off with the leg kicks. Was not expecting the leg kicks and the stand switching. Was not
Yep.
expecting that. But like the vet, like professionals like we are, we adapted and we closed the distance and got the clinch. Again,
And I mean
the rest is
that just
history.
speaks. Yeah, that just speaks more on how great you are and how great your coaching staff is at Lozon's, and just kind of even though he threw you off there in the first round, you're able to adapt and still get the finish.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so uh, there must be crazy emotions. You just went through, obviously, as we all did, 6-7 months of quarantine, of not knowing when you're going to fight again. Your first win since 2018. Just how good did it feel to not only fight but get your hand raised?
Man, it felt good. It felt really good. Because I went through a couple of hiccups from like my uh, from my last win.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially lost two in a row, three in a row. So 2 in a row. So I was, obviously there was some discouragement, there was some heartbreak. It sucked.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I just had to bite down on my mouth guard and climb up out of that and see how I can bring the best of me out. You know, and
Mm-hmm.
I, we definitely did it, and
Absolutely.
we're doing it. We're still doing it. Yeah.
Yep. And we're all glad to see that. And did you expect to be fighting a week and a half later? I mean, did you expect to be in this position?
I didn't think a week and a half later, but I just was trying to stay. I was just trying to stay. So right after we beat Prachnio,
Hmm.
I they was at the airport. The coach was at the airport. Mays and Joe, and we had a chat going, and they texted chat. They said, "Yo, stay ready," and I had to do some family stuff afterwards. Well, excuse me. As soon as I got home, I went to camp, do a little camping, and then after I went camping, I came back home, and Tyson called me and was like, "Didn't I tell you to be ready? Didn't I tell you to be ready?" I'm like, "What you talking about?" He's like, "Yo, I got something for you." I'm like, "What you got?"
Uh,
He's like, "Yo, I got to fight for you." I was like, "Oh snap!" I was like, "Who is it?" He's like, "Ed Herman." I was like, "Oh!" So I'm excited, like I was pumped. So I was like, "Yeah, yeah, fuck that, run it, let's do it."
yeah. Yeah.
So I was already ready. I was on weight. I was right. I was training already. So I'm like, let's run it. It feels like an extension of camp, is what it felt
Hmm.
like. Yeah.
And I can see those facial expressions from Tyson and you in that FaceTime call right there.
Yeah.
And almost exactly. So I mean,
Yeah.
talk to me about Ed Herman. Obviously he's a savvy veteran. He's 39 years old. He's on a 2-fight win streak. He's a big name.
Yeah. Ed Herman's the man. He funny story about to make y'all feel old, but when he fought Kendall Grove, I was a sophomore in high school. And yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
and it's so funny because me and my one of my closest friends, Harley, him and I, we watched that whole season together. We would always talk about come to school, talk about it next day, that type of bit. And then he came to my house to watch the finale. So we were sitting in the living room watching the finale, and we're like, "Oh snap!" Like we're going ham, whatever. And he was an Ed Herman fan. So as soon as I got the fight, I called him. I said, "Listen, let me tell you something." I said, "I'm fighting your boy." He was like, "Who?" I was Ed Herman. He was like, "Oh," he was like, "For real?" I'm like, "Yeah." He was like, "Well, he ain't my boy no more." He was like, "Bust his ass." I was like,
Exactly.
Exactly.
So I mean, in a fight like that, where maybe Ed Herman wasn't, he was your good friends, a fan favorite for your good friend. But I mean, you're sitting in your high school dorm dreaming of, being in a spot like that, watching a guy like Ed Herman. And here you are, years and years later, you're fighting him. I mean, how weird is that? And, just talk me through that.
It's not, hold on, I wouldn't say it's weird per se. I think it's like, it's cool. The fact that
interesting,
I get to fight against the guys that I grew up watching and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's fun. But I think it's awesome. I really do. I think it's really cool. It's really cool. It's just cool. It's like undescribable. It's like you get to see heroes and stuff. Like
exactly.
Sick.
Yeah. And so, where does a win over Ed Herman, put you in the division right now?
That's a good question. I'm not really sure. I think, I honestly, after Saturday, after beating Ed Herman, I think the next thing for me, they would obviously give me somebody with a number, somebody, whether top 15 guy or whatever, just to crack in there. Because it's like, you guys know what I can do. You've seen what I can do. I had hiccups, but, y'all still know what I can do. So I think that's the only thing that makes sense. Ed Herman's on a 2-fight win streak, so I'll beat him. That's a lot of credibility. So, yeah. But I'm not even – I just got to focus on him,
not someone you're overlooking. And, I'm assuming that after the Ed Herman fight, you're going to get that ranked opponent a week and a half later from Saturday, right?
I know, right? I know.
So just stay on the same schedule.
If I after this fight, I probably want to lay low for a little bit and actually get like a full-fledged camp. But I do want to fight like relatively soon. If
soon by the end of the year or something.
Things good. Yeah. Whether it's mid-November or December, or whatever. But I still want to go again.
Yeah, absolutely. And so go back, like you said, it's been months and months since you've, even knowing you could fight, never mind, been in a camp and been in an octagon. What's the first thing, when you get out that your family says to you? What's the first thing that Joe Lauzon says to you after that win last week?
He said, the first thing he said to me was, "Stay ready." He said, "Stay ready." And he was like, that was one thing he said. And he also said to me, like, we did everything perfect. We did everything right. We did all the right things. And it's true. We did.
Absolutely. Did. And so, last time we spoke, you had talked about how Lauzon's was kind of the epicenter, the center of the New England universe for mixed martial arts. The headquarters. Here you are in a week's notice, fighting again. And are you able? If you don't have a camp like Lauzon's, would you feel comfortable doing that, or is it just something because you have Lauzon's, because you're an ultimate professional with guys like that in your corner, that you feel comfortable to step in on short notice?
No, I would even I could have been with whoever. I still would have done it. I like to be active. I like to train. And dude, we're in this damn pandemic. Ain't much else to do. So why not just fight? You know what I'm saying? Like ain't nothing else.
Absolutely.
To do. So play video games and fight. That's it. So
yeah, absolutely.
Pretty much what I'm doing.
Doing both. So that was my next question is, can you give the fans your top 5 video games? Not to put you on the spot, but top 5 video games.
So top 5 of all time, or like currently right now what I'm playing?
Why don't you give me 3 all time and then now current?
3 all time. Okay, my number 1 favorite game of all time is Metal Gear Solid 4. It's phenomenal. I love that game. Second, I would have to go with BioShock Infinite. That's like one of my, and I gotta say Siege. Rainbow Six Siege is my shit.
Oh yeah,
Love
I
that
agree.
game.
And now current. What's your game of choice current?
Right now, the 5 games that I'm playing right now as we speak. Ghost of Tsushima, playing that right now.
It's on pause.
It literally is on pause. I play Siege. I've been playing a lot of Fall Guys with my friends. That game is so fun.
Yeah,
Fall Guys, and then
it is fun.
Amongst Us. Every time you're like traveling and stuff, I play Amongst Us. That's a really fun game. And last but not least, it's a game that's in early access. It's on Steam. It's Craftopia. Super fun. It's like a mixture of like 6 or 7 different games. It's like pre-alpha right now, but it's gonna be awesome when it actually blooms. There's like a mixture of like 6 or 7 different games. It's like a little bit of Pokemon, a little bit of like Minecraft, a little bit of Legend of Zelda. Right. Like it's cool as hell. It's really cool.
I like all those, so I'll have to look it up. I'll have to check it out. You know. So any UFC 4? Have you played any UFC 4?
No, dude. Believe it or not, I'm terrible at fighting games. I'm fucking trash.
Good in person, bad on the video screen.
Yeah. Dude, I can't. I'm like, I can't do like the combinations.
Yeah. Trust me,
I can play Smash. Like I can play Smash Brothers. That's fine. But like, it's if you like, yo, let's get some Street Fighter rounds. Yeah. I'm like, all right, I'll try. You know?
Oh my gosh. That's funny. Well,
like,
last one.
But God, I'm sorry.
Last one for me is just, do you have a prediction for this weekend?
Yeah, I'm gonna finish him in the second round, sure.
Okay, awesome, man. Well, Mike, my friend, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. We're all looking forward to you seeing you in the octagon again, and then again in a week from now.
All right, man.
Thank you, man.